I think it's time I address the rumours. Yes, I do have the cutest dog on the internet. Hi, if you're new here, this is Olly. Say hi, Olly. She is a 9-year-old toy poodle. She's an Aquarius, which explains a lot, and she is the light of my life. And on a completely unrelated note, I have spent the last 2 months knitting an awful lot. I knew I always wanted to get into knitting, but it wasn't till after my grandmother died a couple of years ago that I just really knew that it was time for me to get into knitting properly. Now, I had a few setbacks, but in the last 2 months, I don't know, something has just taken over me. I have been knitting non-stop. I have been knitting for myself, I've been knitting for my partner, I've been knitting for my mum, I've been knitting for my friends, and I've been having the best time. However, the only things I have knit in the last 2 months are gloves and scarves. And I just feel like it's time for me to branch out and knit something else. Maybe something for Olly. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, Blair came home from Aldi with some yarn, just some cheap yarn that they were selling at Aldi. And the second I saw these colours, I was like, these are Olly colours. These are Olly colours. And I don't have anything on the needles at the moment, so I was thinking maybe it was time to try knitting Olly a jumper. As you can see, the weather's getting a little wild out there in Melbourne. Now, I do feel like this is going to be quite a big leap for me from scarves and gloves, all of which, by the way, I have been knitting flat. I have yet to master knitting in the round. So in this video, we're going to be attempting to knit my tiny dog an adorable, tiny little jumper. And before we dive in, please keep in mind that I am new to knitting. This is not a tutorial. I'll be linking any patterns, tutorials that I use in the description box below. This really is just some fun and an excuse to showcase Olly a whole lot more on my channel. Because let's be honest, most of you are here for her, not for me. And I don't blame you. In fact, I want to encourage it. So if you want to watch me, a brand new knitter, attempt to make a tiny little dog jumper, and you also want to spend some time with Olly, which, I mean, come on, look at that face. Of course you do. Then please, make yourself at home, grab yourself a cup of tea, and I'm going to figure out how the fuck I turned string into a jumper for my adorable dog. You right there? You just make yourself comfortable, please. So I found a couple of patterns that look promising and not too intimidating, but they all require me to pick a size. Now, my inclination is to pick the smaller size because Olly is tiny. I know it doesn't always come across quite how small she is on camera. Every single time somebody meets her in person, what do they say, Olly? They ask if she's a puppy. And when I say, no, she's 9 years old, they're like, you mean 9 months, right? No, 9 years. She's a little old lady with the creaky knees to prove it. So she is absolutely tiny. But she's also kind of like a bit more solid, especially in the chest, than other dogs similar to her size, like Chihuahuas and stuff. And I really don't want to mess this up. I'm taking this very seriously. So I think what we need to start with is some measurements. So, little miss, do you mind if we measure you? You're going to have to hop up. That's the first step, though. Do you mind? Can we hop up, Olly? Olly, we have to hop up. Come on, we have to hop up. Good job. Okay, let me do my handy microphone on glasses trick. Now, I think the first measurement we need to take is your neck. Is that okay? Oh, it's clicking, I know. No, it's not dinner. Oh, you're so good, aren't you? You're just so patient and so good. 21 centimeters. 21 centimeters. Good job. High five. That seems like a really good neck size. Congratulations. Next up, we have to measure your chest, little Olly. 35 centimeters. And then I think we need to measure how long you are. Good job. I think I need to measure you about here. So from the base of your neck to your tail is about 26, 27 centimeters. You're tiny, baby. You're tiny. And now I have some decisions to make about which pattern we're going to go with and what size and how I'm going to make adjustments if needed. Oh, okay. Okay. Apparently we're just going to stay here for a little longer, actually. I didn't bring my needles. I can't knit here. We're going to have to get up, Olly. If there's a lap, Olly's going to sit in it. That's just kind of like a fundamental law of nature. Isn't that right, Olly? Isn't that right? Can we hop up, love? Can we hop up? Come on. We gotta go make you a sweater. It's time to make you a sweater. Yeah. Yeah, what do you reckon? I have found this pattern. It's called the Edinburgh Seamless Dog Sweater. And it looks pretty simple. I'm cautious of being overly confident, but it seems like a really well-written pattern. It was free. I'll leave it in the description box. And to top it off, there's even like a video tutorial to help you out. So if I get stuck at, hello, how are you? Hi, thanks for joining us. Yes, Olly already has jumpers, okay? I know this isn't strictly necessary. This jumper fits her perfectly and it's very cute. It even has, can we show the people? A little hood. It's so cute. Anyway, look, we're not trying to compete with I don't even remember where we got this from. Etsy? The pet shop? I'm not sure. We're not trying to compete. We're just trying to make something special, something handmade. And this, I feel like this is doable. There is one catch though, and that is the sizing. Now, this pattern has 2, 4, 6 different sizes, which is great. However, Olly's measurements put her in a couple of different brackets. So for her neck size would be the smallest size, which is extra, extra small. Her chest though would be the top end of extra small, potentially pushing into the small category. As for the length, even the extra, extra small is too long for her. So what I'm thinking is we might start out making the extra small, because if it's a little bit too big on the neck, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'd rather it be a little big rather than too snug. And that way we can make sure we can definitely accommodate her chest, especially with how fluffy she gets, particularly in winter. Like, I don't want to make this too small. So what I'm planning to do is essentially make the extra small up until we get kind of to the chest area. And then I want to try my best. I don't really know how to approach adjusting patterns, but I want to try to basically make it shorter once we get past kind of like the armholes. I think that will be the best way to go. Hopefully it's not too complicated for a novice like me. Anyway, with our pattern selected, we've got a bit of a plan for sizing. I think it's time to cast on. So we've cast it on, we're knitting in the round. I don't think I've twisted it. I'm always so scared of that. I think it's okay. One thing though, I am looking at this and feeling like it's very big. It's very big for my little Olly. So I really don't want to have to do this again, but if I'm going to have to do it again, I would rather find out now. So how about we just do like a mini try on if Olly's in the mood. She's very cute. Having a little sleep there. Hey Olly. Good girl. Can we try this on you, love? Oh, aren't you sweet? It is a little big, but I don't think it's ridiculous. That's my feeling. I hope I'm right. We'd rather it be a little big than too small, huh? I think it's best just to persevere, to carry on. And I suppose I'll check in with you tomorrow and see how we're going. Scratch that. I might not be able to continue tonight if she's going to fall asleep again. Am I going to be able to take this off, little Olly? You're so sweet, huh? Oh, hi there. How you doing? Olly, what are you doing? Olly, why are you hiding? This video is all about you. Come on. Come on, what you doing? You're a good girl, honey. So Olly and I are out on our little walk, and I thought I could show you my progress. It's not a whole lot. It's very portable, though, so far, this project. Because it's tiny. Because you're tiny. Do you want to hop up? Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're a little tangled now. That's fine. What are you doing? So I have moved on from ribbing to just kind of like the chest part, I guess, which means we have started our raglan increases, which is just a knit front and back. I don't know if that's how all raglan increases are. That's what they are in this pattern anyway. It's still very small, but we've moved from the collar to like the very early parts of the chest, which is exciting. And I am off work for the next little while, so I feel like I'm going to get stuck in. In fact, tonight I might actually get quite a lot done, which is why I wanted to update you quickly. I'm wearing my scarf that I made myself. I love it. It's the Stay Toasty scarf by Veronica Lindbergh. This is the first Stay Toasty scarf I've made. I also made one for Blair in purple. Especially by the time I got to the second one, I felt like I really kind of got the pattern down and I didn't really have to rely on the chart so much, which felt really good. It felt like I was learning, you know? Anyway, I am technically very officially allergic to grass, so let's not linger. I'm going to head home and do some more knitting. And yes, I did fit the knitting in my drink bottle holder. Thank you very much. Good morning. Olly, Blair and I are out for a coffee this morning. I've brought my knitting. I love that it fits in here. It's very handy. I don't have to have a special bag. I just use my water bottle holder. So we have made some progress, haven't we, Olly? Do you want to see? Do you want to see the progress? Look! Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. It's actually starting to like look like something, and I feel like it's looking pretty good. I have done last night, I just did, can you see the little armholes? So we've got armholes. I have also changed my cable on the needle to a smaller one because I think I'm going to be able to just knit in the round now. I didn't really think of that before, rather than having to do like a traveling loop sort of situation, which is what I've been doing. Thank you. Sorry. Coffee is here, very exciting. So I'm feeling really good about this. What do you think, Blair?
Ollie's gonna love it.
I hope so. I mean, it's a little cold today, so she's wearing a very cute jacket. So I'm feeling really positive so far. I'm trying not to get too confident about this whole thing. Anyway, I thought while we were sitting here, I could tell you a little bit about Olly, because I don't think I've done that yet. As I mentioned, she's 9.5 years old, so she's definitely like edging on to senior citizenship. She was my grandparents' dog, and in particular my grandfather, my pop, adored her so much. In late 2022, my grandmother, Granny, unexpectedly passed away, and within like 5 weeks, my pop, who had prostate cancer for quite a while, he died too. And I had been there a couple of times in that year, kind of helping out and helping take care of, in particular, Pop. And in that last time that I was there, essentially Olly and I had just really gotten close. Olly and I had always been close ever since, you know, they'd had her since 2016, I think. And every time we go to visit, I always play with her lots. We get along great. But, you know, because I spent quite a lot of time there in the last year, we got very close. And on that very last visit, Olly kind of kept moving between Pop's lap and my lap when we were sitting in the lounge room just chatting. And by this point, we knew that Pop was dying. And he kind of looked at me and said, I think Ollie's chosen her next home. And I mean, that's certainly how I felt. I kind of just felt in my gut that I was the right person for Olly if Pop couldn't be there anymore. And I love that she kind of made her own choice and made it clear to Pop as well that she had chosen her next home and that she was going to be okay. And so the next time we went to Bateman's Bay was for Pop's funeral, and we brought little Miss Olly home with us. So that was in September 2022. So we've had her since then. And to be fair, Blair was not very keen on having Olly in our house, in our little apartment, when I first kind of broke this news to him. I've always been a dog person. I love animals in general. Blair, I don't think grew up, you didn't really grow up with pets at all, did you? Not really a dog anyway. But I told him, I'm like, this is my grandfather's dog. We have a duty, my friend. At least give me a couple of months to see how we go. Well, Olly didn't even need a week or two to win him over. He's now just as obsessed with her as I am. Isn't he, Olly? Isn't he? Do you want to sit, honey? So anyway, that is our story. That is where Olly came from, how she came into our life. And obviously it was a really, really sad time. But I feel very lucky and privileged to have Olly and to, like, I don't know, pay tribute to my Pop every day by taking good care of her, you know? Anyway, that's an update on the knitting. That's a little bit about Olly. I'm going to have my coffee and I'll talk to you later.
Has a mind all of its own. All I can do is choose my next move. No words hold the power. Magic could cast a spell. Down low, use that magic.
I'm not ready for you yet, Okay, we are here next to Ollie's little bed because I think it's time we try this on. What do you think, Ol? I have been working on the midsection a little bit this afternoon. I mean, it probably doesn't look like I've done all that much more. And I suppose that's because I haven't. But I have done, some more of the kind of like tummy bit. I hope you can see there that, you know, we've made some progress. So in the pattern, it says to knit until you're like kind of 8 centimeters from the armhole. Yeah, we're currently at about 5 centimeters. So a little over half of what the pattern recommends doing. before starting the decreases. Oh, that's not right. No, before starting the ribbing around the tummy before the decreases. So I think it's about time that we try this on. One, to see how we're going. I'm hoping I don't have to start all over again, but who knows? It's a possibility. But also just to see like how it's fitting her and how the length is going. So that means little Miss Olly, you need to hop up. Can we hop up? Come on. Good girl. Okay, let's do our good old microphone on glasses trick. And then can I put this on you? Can I put this on you, love? Oh, hi. Ready? No, you're going to play. You want to play, don't you? Olly wants to play. Come on. Olly. You're going to be all mischievous. Can you sit for me, honey? What are you doing, Olly? Hey. Hey, little miss. Come on, sit. I know, you're happy and excited, huh? Can you sit? Good girl, Olly. Okay, how are we... It looks so good. Do you like it? I made it. I can't believe I made this. I mean, it's not finished, but like... It's fitting you pretty well, isn't it? Okay, so we're up to here so far. No, I need you to stand. Can you stand, Olly? Good girl. So this is where the length is on her so far. So I think the ribbing is supposed to start just at the kind of the end of their ribs to kind of like hug in at the top of their tummy, because the ribbing's going to take up like an inch and then the decreases start. So I don't know. I don't know if I should do just like a little bit more for the midsection, or if we're kind of done and ready to do the ribbing for the tummy. What do you think, Ol? What do you think? You're just the sweetest, aren't you, love? Maybe I'll ask Blair.
It's not too tight. It seems to fit right. Yeah, I think you can probably start the ribbing already.
What do you think, Olly? It's a bit tricky with these, isn't it, honey? You ready to take it off? And then ready? Yeah! Oh, excuse you. You happy? You happy? I think it's going to look so good when we're done. What do you reckon?
I love being naked.
Hello, folks. We have been having a very cozy late Friday night knitting session in bed, haven't we? This is Olly's favourite spot, by the way. She uses my arm like a shelf. I don't even really have to hold her. I walk around the house holding her like this. I don't think I've mentioned she's 3 kilos. She's like 3.2, 3.3 kilos. I feel like so often when I try to tell people how small Olly is, they're like, oh yeah. And then when I'm like 3 kilos, they're like, but my cat is 6. What do you mean? Okay, anyway, we need to get down to business because I've been knitting, so we have an update. Can we just talk about how this looks like a mask? Like, this looks like a head. Like, it wouldn't quite fit on my head, otherwise maybe I would wear it for the thumbnail or something. Then you'd think that this is a horror video, not a cutesy cozy knitting video. Anyway, so I have been doing my decreases. So the decreases are basically on the right side on both sides, if that makes sense. And it's going pretty well, but I just realized I wasn't really paying attention. You're supposed to decrease until you've got 20 stitches left on the needle. And I think I have, is it 24 or 26? So we're definitely nearing the pattern size for the length. I thought it might be worth trying this on again. I'm so sorry, Olly. Actually, first, maybe I can just measure it. Should I maybe just measure it? Because we know how long Olly is. Maybe that'll give us an idea. Because once I finish the decreases, I do also need to do another ribbing section, which we need to allow for about an inch again, I think. I think I'm going to have to put you in my lap, little Olly. Is that okay? I can't measure this. I certainly can't try it on you while you're sitting on your shelf. Hey? She's like a parrot, except instead of a shoulder, she's got an elbow shelf. This is just absurd. It's a little bit absurd, isn't it? Good girl. We're going to have to tilt this down now so that you can still see her. Otherwise, what's the point? So, I mean, she's why you're here. Okay, so we established that Olly from the base of her neck to like the top of her tail is about 26, 27 centimeters long. So from the bottom of the collar to the end of where I'm up to is 24 centimeters. I do think it's getting a bit long. Do you reckon I should try it on her? You know what? I don't want to bother her. I think we're just going to have to build some tension, some suspense, and wait until the morning. I don't even know how to start this. I thought this morning we would be doing a fashion show and that this would be the end of the video, but as you can see from the timestamp, It is not. So I finished the ribbing, the very last bit of the ribbing last night. Like, it's basically done. I basically just have to bind off. But as just like a precaution, I decided late last night to try it on Ollie before we went to bed. It was really difficult to put on her, like in an uncomfortable kind of way. And I think I figured out why. Basically, the bind off for the belly band bit where we did the ribbing for the tummy, I did this too tight. And so kind of like pulling this over her chest and over her legs and everything, it's just like, you can do it, but it's not easy and it's not comfortable for her. So I decided just to sleep on it because it was feeling a little bit too raw. But I think in the cold light of day, reality has sunk in, and I think basically I just need to rib back basically everything I did last night back to here. And I have also realized that I did mess up the ribbing a little bit for the belly band. I don't know if you can see, but basically I was knitting this when we were watching Doctor Who, so I wasn't paying 100% attention. And I think for essentially half of one of the rows, I didn't do ribbing, I just knit. I don't think that would have mattered all that much. I think it's the bind off, but if we're going to go back to here, we might as well go back 2 more rows and fix that as well. Am I annoyed with myself? Absolutely, I am. Apparently Ollie is too. But, you know, it's my own fault really, because I was getting a bit smug. I was thinking, wow, this is all a little bit too easy. This video is going to be short and sweet, going to finish without any hiccups. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. And you know what? I keep thinking of Sophie from Cinema Knit. I love her channel. I found her through a video she did, 10 things I think it was that I wish I'd known as a beginner knitter. And in that video, I can't remember the exact wording, but I think it was, everything in knitting is worth doing. That has just really stayed with me. Every time I find myself having to do something I really don't want to do, or like fiddling around with a technique that I'm struggling to learn, or having to rip back, Sophie's wise words replay in my mind like a mantra to get me through. And she's right, you know, like every single time I've kind of pushed through doing something that I was finding difficult or that I didn't want to do, those are the times when I've learnt the most. And they're also the products or the projects that I end up being most proud of in so many ways too. And at the end of the day, this really isn't all that much that I have to rip back. Like, yes, it's a decent amount of the project, and yes, it was a whole evening's worth of work, but like, it's a couple of hours, you know? It's not like months or days worth of work. At the moment, knitting quite small things, the stakes are pretty low. And we want to get this right. We want to get this right for little Ollie. We want it to be comfortable. We want it to fit her right. So we just need to rip it back, don't we? We do. Need to frog it. I keep forgetting that that's what it's called. Frog it. Because you rip it. I love how each little kind of like community has their own lingo. I do really think that, you know, getting into a new hobby often is as much about learning a new skill or a new craft as it is about learning a new culture and a new language. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is make a cup of tea, brace myself, and then get to frogging. Should we have a little bit of puppy ASMR? Got a cup of tea, which I feel like I'm very much going to need to emotionally get through this. Also, I'm wearing an outfit that, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at names. But you put this together for me a couple of weeks ago. I have actually been continuing to wear some of your outfits since that video. Thank you so much again. I'm having so much fun. Anyway, back to business. We need to frog. It's all for you, Ollie. It's all for you. Everything in knitting is worth doing. 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 I'm being so dramatic. Ready, Ollie? While we're here, I feel like I always get comments on it, and I feel like I probably will in this video with how prominent Ollie is in it. I am aware that she licks a lot, and I'm aware that for some dogs it can be a kind of sign of distress or discomfort. For Ollie, I really think at this point it's kind of just a habit. I think it was a bit of like a nervous tick self-soothing thing from when she was younger, and she just kind of does it now. Either when she's relaxing, like kind of in the process of relaxing, in the same way that someone might continue to suck their thumb or something as they get older, you know, or she does do it when she's a bit nervous. So it's kind of one or the other, when she's relaxing or when she's nervous. purpose. And I do know that some people find it annoying that she does it, but I don't know. I am not interested in trying to train her out of it at this point. She's 9 years old and she's healthy and she's happy, and like that's all I really care about. If she has one kind of like quirky little trait, it's her licking. I'm going to let her have it. Okay, there we go. We've definitely lost a lot of all that work, but everything in knitting is worth doing. Just keep saying it. Just keep saying it. Okay, I think we're ready to pull out the needles and get everything set up to redo that whole section. Everything in knitting is worth doing.
It's not about you, their own internal dreams. Leave them be, good or bad.
We are officially back, baby. That first round of knitting when I've just picked up stitches is always the slowest for me because I don't really know the correct way to put the stitches back on the needle. I kind of have to like, yes, Olly, check each stitch as I go. But now everything is looking pretty good, I think. So I think I just keep going. Should probably drink my tea. I always forget about my tea and then it gets cold. It's borderline. I'm going to drink it anyway. Then I'm going to knit. I'll talk to you soon. Well, folks, we're out for a walk test driving Olly's new jumper because it's finished. We did it, Joe. Do you like your new jumper? Do you like it? Look, it's far from perfect. It definitely is kind of like the wrong shape for her. It kind of like bunches up around her neck and isn't as long as I thought it was going to be on her body. But I think it's still comfortable enough for her to wear. She seems happy enough. She looks adorable. I mean, look at that. Look at that. How good does she look? Yes, you're so cute. Obviously, I hope to continue making Olly some very cute little jumpers over many years. But for my first attempt, I feel like this is pretty good. What do you like it? I'm very glad to hear that. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a little bit of a very different video for me. You really never do know what you're going to get here on this channel anymore, do you? I know a lot of people do that thing where they're like, they pick a random emoji and ask you to post that in the comments to let them know that you've made it all the way to the end. I thought we could play a bit of a game. I would love to know what emoji or combinations of emojis you think represent this video. Let me know those. I want to see those in the comments below. Obviously, we need a cute dog. Is there a cute dog emoji? I feel like there's no toy poodle emoji, is there? You're just going to have to get creative. Anyway, a big thank you to my incredible patrons, and especially a big thank you to Livia, Lynette Brown, and Hayley and Belinda. So many people, so many generous, kind people, and also all of these people. But I think that's it from me and Olly for now. We'll see you again next week. Bye. Can you wave? Good job, Olly.